Wow, good morning, everybody. Literally, this is the good morning. Here I am. This is my new attempt since I've been practicing the practice of presence. We all know we're going through this, and yet here I am on the mat. My name is Teresa Gagnon. I am a yoga guide, and maybe I'm your yoga guide for today. Today's practice is so simple because the practice is meant to be practice. And what happens is when we're given, say, a new lesson or something that will educate us to move, level up, we tend to say, oh, yeah, I've learned that, but you haven't practiced it. So then you don't really integrate it and you don't really value that or learn or become a habit. You go back into those old habits. So for today's practice, without even like fixing yourself up, just roll out of bed, get on your mat, and move your body so that you can start to be aware from your fingertips to your toes where you're at, beginning your day. 5 minutes, that's all we're going to do, literally. So the biggest thing I've been seeing is that there's a lot of ankle issues, knee issues, back issues, shoulder issues, and these are all intersections. Yes, they are. And they match up with chakras too. How I communicate, how I move, my boundaries, how I step into life, and how I choice make, decision making through the ankles. So today's practice, let us just lay down. And I know some of you do not have that range of motion, that flexibility, and this is your first practice ever. I hear you. So you may need a old tie, a yoga strap, and I mean, even a karate belt. And I'm just going to grab a karate belt right here. Literally, in your yoga arsenal, you're going to get all these things together eventually. So when you come to the mat, as I just pull up from my yoga studio, I have a blanket and I have a yoga strap. So today we're going to begin just by laying down. Yeah, you roll out of bed, you lay on the mat. Away you go. Yeah, we're going to move the body so that we can awaken it. So I'm just going to open up my arms just below the shoulders. I have my trusty yoga strap, which is a karate belt. So any kids that you've had in playing karate could use their yoga strap, karate belt. And just shake up your legs, just shaking them up, rotating your ankles, spreading your toes. And even for the novice, even for the yoga student that's been doing yoga and all of that crazy yoga stuff, you can still quell it, calm down, and come into the very simplicity of your knees, which is meet your knees where you're at. Start to draw the knees in towards your chest if you haven't already, and circumvent around. You can hold onto your knees individually and just circumvent around. And as you can see, I am just moving as I feel free to move. And that's what you're meant to do as well. You're not meant to follow me. You're meant to be you. So if it looks like just holding your knees into your chest, opening them up wide, or just doing a little side twist with the knees to your chest, but we'll get to that. Do you, whatever that feels like, maybe grab behind your knees and rotate your ankles once again. Just giving yourself the simple practice of what it feels like to hug your knees to your chest, okay? Rotating ankles is what we want to do. And then eventually, I'm going to have you lay your feet or root your feet down onto the mat. And then bring your feet as wide as your yoga mat. Hopefully you have a yoga mat. If not, about shoulder distance. And then just let your knees drip as you exhale to one side. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the other side, and you can keep your arms just relaxed. Okay, so just inhale center, exhale to a side. I'm wearing my son's workout, or not his workout, his clothes that he doesn't want to wear because they have holes in them. Anyways, wear whatever you want to wear as long as it's comfortable. So back and forth, exhale to one side, inhale to the other, or to the center, exhale to the other side. And you can also offer a twist of the neck in the opposite direction. So if my knees are to the left, I'm going to exhale my head to the right. So you inhale center, exhale to the side. And you'll feel it in your hips. These beautiful femur bones rotate in the femoral hip, the hip socket, and there's a nerve that runs through there. Also, there's a sciatica nerve, which a lot of people complain about. So instead of complaining, just allow yourself this simple exercise of moving back and forth using your breath. Then once again, bring that to stillness, hug your knees back into your chest, grab the back of your legs and extend your feet. And I know my feet are in the picture visually anymore. You're going to flex your feet towards your knees and grab the back of your legs as best as you can. Maybe it's here, maybe it's there, maybe they don't go very far. Maybe you have to bend them because they're so tight in the hamstrings here. But you do you. Some of you can draw your hands further up towards the back of your heels and literally roll the tail off the floor, whilst keeping your shoulders and your head down, and draw the legs up. It is all depending, it does depend on your range of motion, your flexibility. Okay, so keep your feet active and you're just really feeling this whole backside of your body lengthen. Fantastic. Then exhale, bend those knees. And now we're going to cross the left leg over the right leg and then hug both knees into your chest. And you'll feel this in your glutes. And as you hug your knees, and some of you are comfortable to do that, depending on booby and belly. So you might be over here. You might have to use a yoga strap to get them towards your chest, but I do really honor the strap to keep your arms straight, so it might look like this instead of like this. Okay, so wherever you're at, and some of you may be able to hold the outer edges of your shins and your feet, dorsiflex, and bring them out to the sides. Okay, so this was quite an advanced pose. Again, it is in the gluteal flesh. It's just hugging your knees in. Whatever you could do, you could rotate your ankles and spread your toes for a couple more breaths here. I like to rock and roll on my sacrum because it's the sacral energy that gets really tight. And then when you're ready to unwind, shake them out and then twizzle the legs the other way and then hugging your knees into your chest, keeping it simple. We're just laying down on the mat for our first practice. For all those out there who have yet not begun, have never done yoga before, just keep it simple. This one is a really challenging position, so be kind to yourself. Once again, go as far as you feel that you can. Bring your feet to the outer edges and down towards the floor, dorsiflex feet. And or once again, for those that are needing a little bit more to hold those shins in, straight arms and draw them in. Because there's different ranges of motion, again, with the hamstrings being tight. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Beautiful. You've got this. You know what you're doing. And then on your next in and out breath, we're going to release those legs, land the feet onto the floor, press your feet hip distance apart, tuck your shoulder blades in, press through the back of the skull, lift your bum, and then drop it. Yes, we're going to really activate this sacral energy. And when you lift it and drop it, you're going to pretend you're a basketball player. And I know this is a crazy one, but it really does a lot of work. So those that have had, incontinence issues and, have had birth babies, you might tinkle yourself a little bit. Sorry, guys, too much information, but it happens. But allow yourself just to dribble your hips, like just go. Don't make it mechanical. Just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. You got it. Just let it go. Making it up, letting it be, and then stop. And you'll feel the vibration of all that. It's pretty intense. And then on your next in and out breath, slowly draw those knees towards you and then let them drop all the way to a side. It doesn't matter which side. Adjust the knees more clearly towards each other. Take the side ribs down towards the floor and open up your chest. Hold that top knee with that opposing arm and draw it up a little bit more and twist that much more. Yeah, I know I'm probably over 5 minutes right now, but it's our first one together. So let's just play a little bit. So that twist, really activating a lot of energy, that has been stagnant perhaps since you were sleeping. Because we just woke up and started doing this. As you can have, my hair is crazy. Doesn't matter what we look like. Draw both knees back up to center, hug them in towards your chest, gingerly let them fall to the other side. Make sure your arm is below the shoulder joint so you don't get caught up in your levators. And when you allow the knees to soften down towards the floor, you might find that they don't come together because that's how tight this side body, the quadratus lumborum, any of this, muscle tissues in here. So I like to offer that you take your hand and draw it down towards the floor and use the opposite arm against that thigh to twist. So you get a lot of twist action in here, and you're breathing. It's about this exhaling into it. You can make sure you keep your occipital, put your neck neutral. You can look towards the opposite direction of your knees. Make sure your arms below the shoulder, a couple of breaths there. You could take this a lot longer, these challenges, these postures. But for today, we'll keep it in timing. Less is more, okay? And then on your next in-breath, draw your knees up towards the center. We're going to cross the ankles, hold the knees, and vertically roll up. Or you can roll to the side and push yourself up. I'm going to use that whole knee in, energy in, forehead in, and roll myself up. And then allowing yourself just to sit up and join me in this upright position, and then open up your arms. Open them way back there. Move your face around. And then we're going to bend the elbows and pretend you're going to grab softballs, like catcher's mitts. And then really roll your shoulders back and stick your tongue out. And then relax the shoulders moving around. And again, you can make sounds if you want to. I love doing that. It's like waking up that chest. So there you have it. We could do an hour and a half. We could do 40 minutes. We could do 20 minutes. We could do so much. Yet less is more. And just waking up and deciding that you were going to do this was the first stage. So keep on practicing it. Keep it simple, sweetie. Keep it simple, sweetie. Kiss. Keep it simple, sweetie. Wake up. Be aware of what you need. Join me on the mat for 5 to 10, 20 minutes, and you'll see the difference. Start loving yourself. It begins with you. Namaste from my heart to your heart. You and I are no different. We're more similar than we are different. Actually, we're 1 degree different. That's what makes you unique and me unique, and that's why we look so different. But yeah, we are a collective one. So remember that. The best thing you can do for me is take care of you. The best thing I could do for me is take care of me. Thank you. See you on the mat next time. Breathe, exhale. You've got this. Okay? All right. Till next time. Love and light, and I'll organize this a little bit better so that you don't see me doing all this stuff. Namaste, peeps.